Hello, I'm Jennifer Witt, Director of ProjectManager.com. Well, welcome to our whiteboard session today on the top 10 things a PM must know. Whether you are a project manager who are new to project management or an existing project manager who just gets so bogged down because, I mean, face it, the project manager has a million things they're trying to juggle, and sometimes it gets easy to forget what are we really supposed to be focusing on. So I've identified the top 10 things I think a project manager must know, and I'm going to capsulize these as the how-tos. So I'm going to run through these, and there are other whiteboard sessions you can find for the details, but I just want to highlight the top 10. Number one, create a project plan. That's one of the most important documents that a project manager is working from. That's your game plan. It includes everything from the stakeholders, why are we doing this, what's our budget, who is the approval, the process for all the knowledge areas, and it includes the timeline, the budget, everything. So the project plan is a very important document that everyone uses to understand what the project is about. Number two, hiring people. A project manager should be involved in the hiring of the people on their team. So whether they're bringing on internal resources or resources from the outside, the project manager needs to know how to identify the skill sets for the people on their project, how to screen the candidates, because these are the people on the team and on the project are the most important resources to get things done on their project. So they need to be involved in that process. Number three, estimating task. There are different formulas and ways to estimate tasks so that it's realistic, because after all, the estimates do provide the feedback into building out the schedule and the budget. So estimating task is critical. Number four, creating a deliverables diagram. We do believe that a picture is worth 1,000 words and 1,000,000 meetings. So the deliverables diagram is a pictorial of what the project is about. And so being able to capture the deliverables diagram so people understand what deliverables they're producing for the project. Number five, build a work breakdown structure. Being able to take a deliverables diagram and break it down into the work packages or the work components is not only important from a visual perspective, but the work breakdown structure is actually what's used to identify the work so that it's used for building out the schedule and the budget. Number six, facilitating meetings. There's nothing worse than attending a poorly run meeting, and it's one of the areas where project managers can lose most of their credibility. If they cannot facilitate meetings with the executives, the stakeholders, or your team members, people will disengage and stop coming to your meetings, whether they're little in person or web meetings or however you conduct your meetings. So being able to facilitate the meetings, get the proper people involved, talk about the proper things that you need, and understanding what everyone needs to leave with from that meeting. Number seven, keeping your team engaged. It's one of the hardest things to do because a lot of projects, whether they're short or long, they're taxing and there's a lot of work, a lot of dependencies. Usually in times of stress, people begin coming in conflict. So being able to keep the team engaged and participating, providing input into what's happening along the way, and having them participate and deliver their work in time is important. Number eight, managing change, time, your budget, and resources is important to be able to do. Understanding what the triple constraint is and how changing any one of these components can change the triple constraint and your project. Number nine, manage stakeholder expectations. This is one of the things, if a project manager can do well, you're going to have a higher percentage projects that come out successful, because being able to build the strategic relationships with your stakeholders, being in touch with them, getting input from them, giving them input, building your credibility, and is very important into the success of the project. And number 10, escalating issues. A lot of times I've seen where project managers will log issues and they sit on an issues log, but there's a difference between capturing and documenting issues and actually getting them handled. So being able to escalate the issues and knowing that a project manager is not inconveniencing people on their project or inconveniencing people when they escalate. It's their job to keep things moving so that they don't become derailers or causing the project to fail. So I think these are some of the top 10 things that a project manager must know for successful projects. If you're looking for a tool that can help you track the top 10 things you need to know as a project manager, then sign up for our software now at projectmanager.com.